Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel using Pride FC, now in the year 2002, as we have Pride 21's Demolition up. Before we get into that, though, we do have some big things happening over here with old Pride FC. We have a child organization. We bought out rings, so that's fun. It's just still gonna be like a dev fed. We called up some people from it, but we might loan out some people too. Some people that are just kind of like at the point where we don't really need them anymore, because we're getting to the point now. We have 62 people, 31 heavyweight, 31 middleweight. It's kind of funny how we're pretty split down the middle, but as far as just kind of where that's at, and it's fun, it's cool to kind of see what's going on, because we don't have to do anything. Like, they do everything for us. We just kind of look at the roster and see where they're at and everything. They still have Randy Couture. That's someone that we'll probably bring up later, but he's the heavyweight champion. Didn't want to bring him up. I figured to let him get his record up and whatnot. He's doing on in rings as well. That's just kind of, as far as everything else, though, too, before we get into who we called up, do have some mail. They did George St. Pierre and Nick Diaz at a Pancrase show. That was interesting. I believe George won, but I believe it was rated poor. Very poor, actually. Yeah, so that was fun. I'm sure George was running around getting chased by Nick Diaz. As far as signees, we do have a couple of actual signees that, besides call-ups. Takashi Sujora, which that's fucking awesome that we have Takashi Sujora, Daniel Gracie, and Fabrizio Fradum. That's some pretty big signings. Daniel Gracie not so much, but Takashi Sujora and Fabrizio Fradum, that's awesome. Josh Barnett left Minnesota's Martial Arts Academy and joined American Top Team. And Matsuatsu Yano joins Takada Dojo, and we signed him up, as well as Yuki Kondo, who they were part of Rings, but once we bought out Rings kind of cut some people, and they were someone that we were going to sign. So there is that. I believe, and then Young Choi left Brescia, Vlasky and Ronaldo all got extended. And Carlos Barreto and Heath Herring got extended, so we'll just get rid of all these. There, we'll just select all, get rid of the Heath Herring, who's almost back. It'll be almost time for him to be back, for him to face Carlos Barreto at a later date. As far as the actual call-ups, because we have to, it's weird, it didn't bring it up in the notes or in the mail or anything, you just kind of had to see it here. So we brought it into Inoue's brother Egan Inoue, so that's cool. Brought him up, brought up Marco Hoots, heavyweight division. Brought up Masanori Suda, who's 21-9, 15th middleweight in the world. So that's a pretty big pull for the middleweight division. And we talked about Yano, Oleg Takarov. Brought him up from the heavyweight division. We need any more Russian Sambo guys, and Pete Williams, I believe, is the last one. So that's fun. And Volkan, we actually brought up, and Tsuyoshi Gashigaka, TK, who, 13th in the world in heavyweights. He lost to Big Dog, and that was the last loss he had. But yeah, Volkan at 41, he'll probably fight somebody once and then retire. But, he's a mid-level national, and he's ranked in the world in the heavyweight division. And, yeah, that's just kind of... So, we got a hell of a roster as far as names and kind of... Some names, some... Not some names, but... Oh, we're actually 36-34. The last time I checked it, we were at 31-31. So, that was probably before all the cops and whatnot. So, we're at 36 heavyweights, 34 middleweights. We're doing... We've got pretty much a lot of the cards kind of stacked to where I want to go. At least for the Demolition of the Shockwave card. The Beast from the East 2 card needs 3 more fights, and this needs a lot more fights. The Championship Chaos 2 card needs a lot more fights. But other than that, I think the last, we're going to do the Cold Fury 3. I think it's going to be the last show of the year in 2002, and then we'll be off to 2003 just like that in 5 shows. That's pretty nuts. I think we've pretty much talked about what we need to talk about. I think it's time to go into the actual fucking show. Pride 21 Demolition, and it's an interesting card. There's a lot of young kids in there. They're going up against some big names, but of course, we saw the fucking picture in the background. Takayama and Don Frye's the co-main. Hoist Gracie, Ricardo Arona, Rich Franklin, Guy Metzger, Rampage Jackson, and Ryan Gracie. Alexander Tsuka and Trey Tellingman. In the prelims, Gilbert Yvel, Alexei Olenek, and Mike Bork, and Masasaki Satake, which the main event, though. Sakuraba and Murlia Rua. What a fight from Murlia Rua at 7-0, going up against Sakuraba. That's a big-time fight. First ever time he's been that way up there in the card. I mean, I don't think he's ever been a co-main, let alone the main event of a card. As, my God. As, Rua trains a shoot-a box, which Sakuraba is 0-1 against people at shoot-a box. He's third time he's main event a Pride show. Sakuraba's ranked 8th in the middleweights in Pride, while Rua's ranked 18th. That's a big step up for Murillo, as Murillo's won 3 of his last 5 by decision, and Sakuraba's won 3 of his last 5 by decision. He hasn't won a fight since April of 2000 now, which that was at the, believe that was at the Grand Prix finals. So it's been a hot minute, but the staff have him having the 7-0 advantage. We'll see. As Yoshihiro Takayama in the Predator Don Frye. Don Frye has not won a fight in over 5 years now, so we'll see what happens. He's got the huge odds in his favor, but hopefully we get something on the lines for the actual fight that happened, which I doubt that will happen. But that'd be so awesome if they just start from the clinch and just beat the shit out of each other for a nice 2 minutes. That'd be fun. As Royce Gracie taking on the Brazilian Tiger, Ricardo Arona. Royce Gracie, way down here on the card. That's very sad. But here he is. He's taking on Ricardo Arona. Arona's won 4 of his last 5 by decision. Gracie has not won a fight since January of 2000. Arona's got the significant weight advantage. But Ryan Gracie has Michael, a lone pick from the Blurcat staff, pick 1-6. We'll see what happens. As Rich the Ace Franklin taking on Guy the CMA Metzger, as Rich Franklin's finished all of his last 5 opponents. He's ranked 20th in the middleweight division on Pride, Metzger 17th. First time they fought, Metzger has a 5-inch advantage. Jesus, I bet that's 17. I got the fucking 17 up there mixed up. As Blurcat staff picks, Rich Franklin has 6, and Paul, Lone Ranger there for Guy Metzger with the 1 pick. Rich Franklin's been on a fucking hot streak, to say the least. We'll see what happens, though. Guy Metzger's no joke. As Quentin Rampage Jackson taking on Ryan Gracie. As Quentin is ranked 21st in the middleweight division in Pride. Gracie, rather, is 21st. And Quentin Rampage Jackson is 24th. Jackson will have a significant weight advantage, and the 5-inch height advantage, and all of the Blurcat stat picks. This is just Rampage looking to fucking slam somebody down to the mat. And the opener, the first match on the first fight on the card, rather, as the Diet Butcher, Alexander Atsuka and Trey Trauma Tellingman, 16th ranked in the super heavyweights in the world. Trey Tellingman is, and Alexander Atsuka is 21st. Atsuka trains at Parestra. I can never pronounce that. I'll never get that fucking right. Tellingman has an overall record of 0-0-1. He has a draw against someone there. But the betting odds have him as a large favorite. That's Trey Tellingman. And Blurcat staff have him 7-0. The Hurricane, Gilbert Yvel, and the Boa Constrictor, Alexei Olenek, has Olenek submitted 3 of his last 5. Both fighters are ranked in the super heavyweights in the world. Yvel 17, Olenek is 18th. Olenek trains at the Red Devil Sport, which Yvel is 0-2 against people of that current team. And they have Olenek having him as the Blurcat staff. This should actually be a really good fight. As the Rhino, Mike Bork, taking on Masasaki Satake. As Mike Bork hasn't won a fight since 2000, and Satake's never won a fight ever. And Satake trains at the Takata Dojo. Basically, if Satake loses this fight, which he probably will, he's going to get sit down the rings. So that's just kind of where we're at there with that. Either way, though, Mike Bork might get sit down the rings either way. To rings, rather, not even if he does win. Just because we're kind of, I don't know, kind of don't need him. Could use some fights, type of thing. As we're starting off with the Rhino, Mike Bork and Masasaki Satake, 0-5, 2-4, 32 years old, 36 years old, 6'1", 235, 6'2", 265, minus 440, plus 350 where we're at. Our referee, our judges, a 30-pound advantage. They have roar from the crowd as Satake enters. As we're underway, right off the gates, double leg takedown. Oh, it's a single leg, rather, as Satake has to pull guard. He unloads with rights, but does fairly minimal damage. Tries to sweep in the bottom, but Mike Bork's not budging. Now he's just going to pound away. Yep. as using his leg strength to push Bork back up a bit. Sataki's looking to scramble. Bork sees the opportunity. Sataki was too slow and gets caught in side control. He's got a Kimura. Sataki stops the Kimura attempt. Sataki brings his legs up in a trap Bork in half guard, as Bork fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. Again, Sataki bursts into life and tries to scramble in a better position. Bork's too quick, though, and he grabs side control before Sataki can get up. Looking to catch his breath, Mike Bork just throws a couple of punches. As Sataki tries to transition the guard, he can't. Again, Bork throwing punches down Sataki, but they're taking on the gloves. Blocks Sataki as he tries to transition the guard, and the referee, Hideki Nagumo, as stands him back up. Bork looks in for a takedown. He gets it. Another takedown. 2 for 2 on takedowns to get side control. Those small strikes, but it's clear just trying to take a moment to try and catch his breath. Bork blocks Sataki as he tries to transition the guard. As Bork attempts an armbar, and it's applied, but no, actually it's not. Bork loses it. Sataki pops his arm free and has somehow survived it. Bork reacts quickly to the setback, though, and regains side control. Blocks the attemptable guard. Tries for a knee bar now. Sataki's not allowing this fight to end by submission, though. We'll give him that. But Mike Bork's 0 for 3 on submission. He's probably going to try for another one here before the first round's ended. He gets pushed back up thanks to a butterfly guard, and Sataki quickly scrambles. That was enough separation, though, as Bork is able to catch him and secure side control. Bork attempts an armbar again this time. Doesn't allow it. 0 for 4 on submissions. As Bork pounds away, but Sataki calmly deals with him. Using an underhook to set it up, Sataki looks to scramble. Bork sees the opportunity. Sataki was too slow and gets caught in side control. Bork keeps Sataki guessing with a few quick strikes. Sataki scoots around and wraps his legs around Bork to pull guard. Bork throws a few weak-looking punches. He decides his next move. Sataki applies double underhooks and keeps Bork from launching any attack. And that's the end of the first round. You can hear some boos from the audience. Yeah, it's nothing to really be impressed of. Final round. Here we go. Bork lands a left hand. Sataki lands a jab and then scores with a right cross that landed hard. Sataki moves in close, ready to attack. Bork, looking very tentative, pokes out a quick jab that hits. Sataki connects with a nice jab and then hits Bork with a straight right. Bork is still moving well, but is definitely breathing a little deeper now. Bork isn't rushing in, worried about potentially getting hit if he shoots in at the wrong moment. Sataki's landing a lot of shots, though. He's a nice left jab and hits a nice straight right. And blood is visible on Bork. A strike appears to have opened up a nasty cut on the scalp. Sataki's still moving well, but is definitely breathing deeper, a little deeper now. Sataki can't connect with the setup strikes. Then it's a nice straight right hand that lands hard. A jab hits home from Sataki. Then he hits a nice straight right that lands hard. And again, that's got him dazed and confused. Mike Bork is backing off and looking totally dazed. A big right hand from Sataki drops Mike Bork. That's a knockdown. Sataki moves in quickly, kneeling beside him, and starts hammering down on punches. And he's got a powerful shot after powerful shot now. Mike Bork is getting his fucking ass kicked. Can we see the man win? He will! How about that? Sataki has done it. 1-5. He's done it. He's finally won a fight. The underdog has done it. The fucking Jesus Christ, Mike Bork. How bad do you have to be? But Sataki's done it. At 36 years old, and it was rated great. That's hilarious. What a great second round, though. That was a great second round of great stand-up fighting. As Sataki thanks everyone connected to Takata Dojo for helping him prepare for this fight. His sponsors for supporting him financially. He says that he's glad to overcome the odds, and that being the underdog helped him be motivated. I don't know what about those other previous 5 fights, but at least he's honest there. As we go to this one, now the Hurricane, Gilbert Yvel, and the Bork Constrictor, Alexei Olenek, 20-9 with a plus 230 with a Muay Thai background, 12-4 with a Red Devil Sport and a minus 300 betting line with a Sambo Judo style. Our referee again, Hideki Nagumo, as our judges. Fight begins. Yvel hits a left jab and scores a leg kick. The jab hits home from Yvel and hits a violent right hook to the ribs. And that blow knocks Linux to the ground. My God, as moving in quickly, Yvel comes in. Look at the finish with some soccer kicks and some stomps. But Linux is back up to his feet too quickly, though, as Yvel closes the distance. Obviously looking to strike. He hits a tentative jab, does Alexei Olenek. Jab hits home from Yvel, then he catches Olenek with a beautiful right kick to the head. And that last blow may have really hurt Olenek as he staggers backwards as he tries to cover up the best he can. Alex is caught with a flying knee. He blocked some of it, though, and it doesn't get knocked down. A backpedaling further now, Lennox ends up backing up against the ropes. A big right hand from Yvel drops Lennox and fucking another knockdown. It moves in quickly, nailing the side on Lennox, starts hammering down with punches, pounds with rights, hitting several big shots. Keeping calm under pressure, Lennox spots that Yvel is overcommitted to the strikes and sweeps him off balance. They scramble for position. Jesus fucking Christ. Yvel is left hurdled up with Lennox behind him. And Lennox unloads with big rights. And Yvel is getting... What is going on with this fight? Jesus Christ, a rear naked choke. And he... Oh, well, Yvel stays calm, though. He stays calm, defends the choke. That would have been fucking crazy if he tapped him out. Lennox fires away and manages to connect with 2 or 3 heavy shots that rock Yvel. As Lennox changes positions, seems to be looking to set up something to do with the legs of Yvel. As he he's getting a twister. What the fuck is going on? A twister. He gets a what the fuck? Alex gets a twister and he taps him out. Eddie Bravo, God bless you, sir. Jesus Christ, as he gets the win. Submission win. Taps him out. What a fucking fight. Jesus. Wow. We're going on the main card now. Alex, thanks everyone to connect to the Red Devil Sport for helping him prepare this fight. And his sponsors for supporting him financially. Jesus fucking Christ. As the, go into the opener. The Diet Butcher. Alexander Atsuka, Trey Trauma Tellingman. As here we go, 2-7, 8-4-1, plus 490, minus 620. As Trey Tellingman, 37 years old. As our referee again, Hideki Nagumo, just staying out there. As the roar from the crowd as Atsuka enters. He is from around here, rather. I'm a fucking idiot. As there's the opening bell. Tellingman rather obviously ignores the offer to touch gloves to begin. That's fucking great. He can't up the setup left jab and scores with the right cross, and that strike appears to have opened up a small gash underneath the eye of Atsuka. Atsuka moves out of range, hoping to tempt his opponent into a reckless strike and leave him opening to start grappling. He can't connect with the jab and then hits Atsuka with a straight right. Atsuka wants to grapple, but is clearly wary of his opponent's striking. Tellingman can't connect with the jab and then catches Atsuka with a right hook. Moves in closer, ready to attack. He connects with a nice jab and then catches Atsuka with a right hook. Uses the left jab and hits, but his big right hand misses, as Tellingman steps in and looks to unleash. Hits a left jab and then catches Atsuka with a right hook. Atsuka looked like he was going to step in and grapple, but Tellingman simply took the initiative first. Tellingman throws 2 quick punches, but doesn't hit either. Throws a punch, but Atsuka avoids it. Atsuka moves in fast and clinches with Tellingman. A clinch with Tellingman, and Atsuka tries to take him down. As Tellingman stops the takedown attempt and uses his wrestling skills to take control of the grapple. Pushes him up against the ropes. He does so. And oh well, the clock has stopped as the referee, Hideki Nagumo, wants to check in on the cut on Atsuka. And yeah, it's not a fight in there. Okay, so it's restarted in the middle, so that's kind of bullshit for Trey Tellingman, but that's alright. He hits a left jab and hits Atsuka with a straight right. Throws 2 quick punches, but doesn't hit either of them. Atsuka again seizes that chance and grabs Tellingman and clutch. He's got the control of the waist. Looking for a takedown. Doesn't get the takedown again. Tellingman gets the control, and again, pushing him against the ropes. Here we are, and a knee strike just above the hip. Halfway into the round, another knee, this time in the inside of his own knee. As he smothers him now, then scores to the left of the side of the stomach, knee to the side of the ribs, knee strike to the thigh, some dirty boxing now. Oh, and now, but Atsuka's using wrestling to nullify any potential damage. As, again, Shy's dirty boxing, but Atsuka's doing a great job of creating enough space so they can pull clear and circle out. Taking a few gulps of breath, Tellingman is giving his first in. They're starting to tire touch. Atsuka warily circles, looking for an opening. He needs to initiate some grappling. Tellingman throws a punch, but Atsuka avoids it. Seizes the opportunity. Atsuka clinches, looking for a trip takedown. Does not get the trip takedown. 0 for 3 on takedowns, as Tellingman works his way into dominant position. Tries to wiggle free, does Atsuka, but Tellingman controls him well and gets him in a few close-range punches to him. Tellingman tries to use some dirty boxing, but Atsuka uses his wrestling skills to smother him. Tellingman is trying to push Atsuka so that his back is up against the ropes. He does so. Now his back is up against the ropes. Tellingman smothers Atsuka against the ropes, and then scores to the left to the side of the stomach. Another left to the side of the stomach that time, as attempts to use a knee strike, but Atsuka pulls the clinch tighter. Throws a few short punches to the ribs. 60 seconds left in the fight, or in the round rather. Atsuka is trapped up against the ropes. Takayama hits him with a short left uppercut. Tries to throw a knee strike, but Atsuka seizes the chance to create some space and breaks free. And now for the first time, Atsuka's starting to breathe a little heavier. It comes in looking to strike. Atsuka looked like he was going to step in and grapple, but Takayama simply took the initiative first. Takayama throws a punch, but Atsuka was equal to it. Atsuka appeared to be going to try and get in close, but Takayama took the initiative first. Takayama throws a quick punch but doesn't land, and that's the end of the first round. That was all straight Takayama. Don't even have to look at the fight metrics. We'll just go on to the second round here. Takayama can't hit a sub left jab, then hits Atsuka with a straight right. Can't connect with the jab, but it finds nothing. Oh, he connects with the jab, but finds nothing but air on the big right. Appears to be feeling a little fatigued this time. His hand's starting to lower just a fraction. He looks confident, shortening the range as he looks to strike. He can't connect with the setup strikes, but then hits Atsuka with a straight right again. And that strike has reopened the cut under his eye. Atsuka shoots in for the takedown. Couldn't complete the single leg, and now Takayama just hopping in place. As he uses this position to drive Takayama up against the ropes, as Takayama was looking very tired. And with the ropes trapped, he's looking to take him down by going low and taking out both legs. And again, does not happen. He is like 0 for 5 on takedowns. As smothers him now, tries to use dirty boxing to his advantage. Knee strike to the ribs, as nice short uppercut now, halfway into the round. Knee strike to the thigh, gets caught with a knee inside the thigh, another knee in the thigh. Pulls the clinch in tighter, though, to block it, though. That time, as Atsuka is controlled up against the ropes and takes a few right hands from dirty boxing, and the referee breaks it up back into the center. Another takedown attempt that is unavoided, and now hopping on one foot, drives him up against the ropes, looking for another takedown, does not get it. He is like 0 for 8 on takedowns. Attempts to hit a knee to the thigh, but Atsuka tightens the clinch. Clock is stopped as the referee wants to check in on the cut. It's not a fight ender, even though there's 24 seconds left in the fight. Hits a left hand, but Atsuka avoids the big right, and that's the end of the fight. I'm going to see, he was 0 for 4 on takedowns. Oh, that's just in the second round. So yeah, he was like, yeah, it was bad. Was bad, unanimous decision, Trey Takayama. Yep. And it was rate average. That should have been on the prelim. I mean, that Alexei Olenek, Gilbert Yvel fight should have been on the main card. That should have been the opener. That'd been fucking crazy. Moving on to the next match. We have Quentin Rampage Jackson taking on Ryan Gracie, as Ryan is 2-1, Quentin Rampage Jackson is 4-1. Minus 460, plus 360. Big John McCarthy, the referee, our judges. Major size disadvantage for Ryan Gracie, giving up at least 30 pounds, and here we go. Noticeable lack of usual touching of the gloves begin. Yeah, these two men hate each other. As both fighters move and engage, Jackson misses a big right hand, putting him off balance, allowing Gracie to attack with a left cross. Both fighters come together and strike. Jackson dodges the right hand and counterattacks with two jabs that are followed by an attempted shot to the body that gets taken on the arm. Two fighters engage. Gracie misses a right cross that leaves him wide open for the counter. Comes in with a left jab and a good right hand. Both fighters step in to strike. Gracie counters the right hand with a quick left jab and a right hook that is ducked. My God, these guys are just... I didn't think they would stand up and box with each other, but Ryan Gracie standing up there and boxing. There's a lot of counter strikes going on. These two men were well prepared for this fight. Both fighters move in and engage. Jackson counters with a right hand with a right cross. With a last shot, it looks like Jackson may have done damage to his own hand, may have some broken fingers or a broken hand, or something even worse than that. If the hand is broken, his job just got a whole lot tougher. Running his mouth, Gracie trash talks his opponent now. Jackson steps forward, looking to strike. Throws a counter jab but misses. A 1-2 from Jackson fails to land. They engage in the center. There's quickly exchange of strikes, but nobody manages to land anything significant. Gracie tries a right hook but misses. Jackson has a right hand blocked. The exchange of blows comes and goes without really either fighter landing anything significant. Comes forward to attack, bobs out of the way of a jab and moves into the pocket. Gracie gets sucked in by a feint and is left exposed. Throws a 2-punch combo, but Gracie avoids both of them. That's tough. As they come forward, two fighters engage. Gracie fires off a counter jab but doesn't connect with it. As a 1-2 from Jackson fails to land, two combatants meet in the center and start to strike. Jackson scores a left hook and Gracie misses the jab, but hits a right cross. And that Gracie looks to have been cut above his eye. The blood is trickling down now. Two fighters come in and engage. Gracie scores with a jab, but has a right hook blocked. He lands a left jab and a right cross. Gracie's moving well, but it's definitely breathing a little deeper now as moving forward constantly. Jackson's pressuring Gracie, looking to try to get in the pocket. Gracie fires off a counter jab but doesn't connect. He falls to the feet, again, is left vulnerable to attack. Throws a 1-2 but doesn't land either blow. Stalks forward, pressuring Gracie. Lands a left-hand exchange with Gracie. Jackson can't hit a setup left jab and then scores with a right hand. And Gracie now shoots for the takedown. First takedown of the fight, and Jackson partially defends it and ends up hopping on one foot while Gracie has a hold of the other one. Unable to complete the takedown, Gracie instead pushes Quentin Rampage Jackson up against the ropes. Gracie tries to keep him up against the ropes, but Jackson works enough space that he could slip out and away and back to the center. Jackson comes forward to the attack. Gracie fires off a counter jab. Jackson can't connect with the setup strikes, but then hits a nice straight right hand. Halfway into the round, Jackson still moving well, but is definitely breathing a little deeper. Moving forward constantly, Jackson again, still pressuring Gracie. Hits a jab in the exchange. Jackson does two quick punches, but doesn't hit either of them. Moving forward constantly, Jackson again pressuring Gracie. Fires off a counter jab. He fails to find home on his jab, but he then catches Gracie with a right hook. He initiates the exchange of strikes. Gracie manages the counter jab. Jackson feints to one side, causing Gracie to react and leave himself off balance. Can't connect with the setup strikes, but then scores the right cross. With Gracie bleeding, John McCarthy pauses the fight to check in on the cut, as quickly signals that it's not going to be a problem. Back underway. Comes forward to the attack, looking to pressure Gracie up into the pocket. He can't connect with the jab, but again, nice straight right hand. They stand and trade strikes, neither lands a significant blow. They come together and strike, but neither land any damage. The exchange of strikes does not produce any damage. Jackson comes forward to the attack. Jackson avoids the jab and is able to move into the pocket. Throws quick 1-2, but doesn't land either blow. Two fighters engage. Gracie connects with the left hand. Jackson finds a way past his opponent's guard and lands a sharp 1-2. They come together and trade leather, but neither fighter really does any damage. 1 minute left in the fight, or in the round rather. They come together and strike. Lands a left hook. Hits a 2-punch combination. A quick left to a straight right. Jackson grabs Gracie now, who looks shattered, and pulls him into the clinch, trying to push him up against the ropes. But Gracie isn't going anywhere. Tries to wrestle him backwards up against the ropes. And again. No, he does so. And now has Gracie pinned up to the ropes. So that is the end of the first round. We're looking at the fight metrics, and it's pretty close, but Jackson does have the advantage with the cut and the strikes landed, plus he stopped the takedown. We'll see how the second round goes. As they engage in the center, Gracie misses a right cross that leaves him wide open to counter. Jackson comes in with a nice left hand. Jackson really used his huge reach advantage well there as the two fighters come forward and engage. Jackson misses with a big right hand, allowing Gracie to counter with a good right hook. Breathing very hard now. Gracie's looking ragged as both fighters look spent. As at a close range, they fall into the clinch. Using his wrestling skills, Jackson is trying to push Gracie up against the ropes. Gracie takes a knee strike just above the hip. Jackson hits another knee strike to the side of the ribs. Another one to the side of the ribs. This time he gets caught with a knee to the stomach, does Ryan Gracie. Jackson doesn't look like he has much left in the tank. He goes for a knee to the thigh, but Gracie wrestles free and circles back to the center. They come together and strike. Gracie misses a right cross that leaves him open the counter, which Jackson hits a left hook. Halfway into the fight, both fighters meet in the center. Jackson lands a left hook. Gracie uses a left jab, but doesn't connect with the right hand. Two fighters engage. Both fighters throw. Both fighters fail to hit the target. Jackson doesn't hit the mark with a right hook. Gracie misses with a left jab and also has a right hook blocked. They engage in the center. Gracie tries a right hand, but it gets absorbed on his opponent's gloves. Jackson doesn't find the mark with a right hook. Two combatants meet in the center and start to strike. Jackson lets off target with a left jab and also misses with the right hand. Gracie misses with the left jab and also doesn't find the mark with a right hook. 60 seconds left in the fight. They come together and strike. There's a burst of strikes, but neither fighter gets caught. Gracie finds a right cross blocked rather. Misses a jab and also doesn't find the mark with a right hook. Jackson's looking very, very tired. They come together and strike. Uses the left jab, but doesn't find the mark on the right hook. Uses the left hand as Rampage, and both men are just on the verge of exhaustion. They fall into now they muscle up against the ropes. He does so. Now he's pinned him up, and a knee to the ribs to end off the fight. Unanimous decision. Quentin Rampage Jackson. Yep. And he gets the win. It was another average fight. Oof. As Quentin Rampage Jackson thanks everyone connected to Team Punishment for helping him prepare for the fight, and his sponsors for supporting him financially, asks who he wants to fight next, and he says he'd easily beat Rich Franklin. And he would guaranteed to win in under 5 minutes. Jesus Christ. As Quentin Jackson gave a good account of himself here. Wow. What a fight that would be. Two guys that were signed pretty much the same time right at the beginning of the series. As Rich Ace Franklin taking on Guy the Sammy Metzger, minus 110, plus 100, 7-0, kickboxing wrestling background. guy, the Sandman Metzger, as both guys are 6'1", 205. Let's see if they weighed in, or if one's weighs more than the other here before we sound off the bell. But obviously, Metzger, he has the experience. 34 years old, and he's the elder statesman. 23, 13-2. We'll see what happens. American top team, Lions Den. Yuji Shimada is our ref, our judges, and here we go. They start with a touch of gloves, they engage. Metzger misses a big right hand, allowing Franklin to counter with a jab and a kick to the body that gets parried. Two fighters come together and strike, but it's really tentative and nothing comes of it. Two fighters engage. Franklin slips past the right hook and counters with a few quick jabs that are followed by a left hand that narrowly fails to connect. Two commands meet in the center and start to strike. Metzger this time slips past the left hook and counters with a left jab and a right hook that is avoided at the last second. Both fighters step in and strike. They strike, but nobody manages to land anything. Finds his left cross blocked as Franklin. Metzger misses a jab and also misses with the right hook to the ribs. Both fighters come in together and strike. Metzger hits a couple of jabs but doesn't connect with the right hand. Franklin uses a pair of right jabs, also hits the left hand. Two commands meet in the center and start to strike. Metzger counters with a short body kick with a left jab and a left hook to the ribs. Two commands meet in the center and start to strike. Franklin scores with two punches out of a flurry but gets a left hand blocked. Metzger connects cleanly with the right hand. Both fighters come together and strike. Franklin doesn't connect with a right jab, but lands a right kick to the rib cage. That's tough. He scores the left hook to Metzger. Both fighters step in to strike. Franklin lands a right jab and also another right kick, this time to the rib cage as well. Finds a way past his opponent's guard and lands a sharp 1-2. There's an exchange of strikes at relatively close range, but nothing really lands. Two fighters come together and strike, but it's really tentative and nothing comes of it. They meet in the center and start to strike. Hits a left jab and also lands a left hook to the body. As Franklin hits a jab and also connects cleanly with the left hand. We move into the second half of this round. Metzger rolls his shoulders to relieve a little tension that has built up, then moves forward and engage. Franklin misses a left hook and leaves himself open to be countered with a left jab and a solid right hand. As Metzger uses the reach advantage there, picking Franklin off at range. Both fighters come together and strike. Franklin misses a left cross that leaves him wide open to counter as Metzger comes in with a quick left hook. For the first time now, Franklin's starting to breathe a little deeper, or heavier, as two fighters engage. Franklin scores with a jab, but doesn't connect with a spin kick to the body. He lands a 1-2 to Metzger. Two fighters engage. Franklin misses a big left hand, putting him off balance and allowing Metzger to attack him with a left jab and a right hand. Looking a bit tense, Metzger moves around the ring. Exchange of strikes, does not produce any damage. Both fighters step in to strike. Metzger lands a left jab and also hits a left to the body. Lands a right jab, and a left cross. As it looks like Metzger now is a cut above the eye. Two fighters engage. Metzger scores with a quick kick to the lead leg. As Franklin scores with a jab and also hits a good left hand. Both fighters move in and engage. Franklin hits a jab but doesn't connect with a left roundhouse kick to the body. Metzger lands a 1-2. Two combatants meet in the center and start to strike. Metzger misses a right cross that leaves him open for the counter, which Franklin attacks with a right jab and a right kick to the ribs. Two fighters engage. Right kick to the body now from Franklin. He finds a way past his opponent's guard, lands a sharp 1-2. Come together and strike. Metzger misses a right cross that leaves him open for a counter, which Franklin comes in with a jab and a body kick that misses. Starting to slow down a touch, perhaps conserving a little energy. Now we've got a minute left in the round. Both fighters meet in the center. Counters a roundhouse kick with a jab and a right hand. Two fighters engage with the strikes, but neither land anything worthwhile. They engage and a quick exchange, but neither fighter lands anything significant. Misses the right hand. Franklin's off target with a right jab and also misses with the right roundhouse kick to the body, and that's the end of the first round. Tough round to call. Metzger landed more strikes, it looked like. It's pretty close, though. It's about 27 to 24. So, I mean, pretty close. Pretty close indeed. And plus, Metzger has the cut. I'd have to give it a slight edge to Franklin for the cut. But it's going to come down to the wire here. As bleeding, Metzger is attended to by the cut man between rounds. Here we go. Final round, 5 minutes left in the fight. Let's see what happens. Two fighters engage. Metzger lands a leg kick. Franklin's off target with a jab, but lands a right kick to the body and engage in the center. Metzger misses a right cross that leaves him open for the counter, comes in with a right jab and a roundhouse kick to the body that is too short. Franklin's definitely slowing. His gas tank is being challenged here. They meet in the center. Franklin misses a left cross that leaves him open for the counter, comes in with a left jab and a big right hand that just misses. Two fighters stand and trade strikes, neither land a significant blow in the exchange. Both fighters move and engage in the center. Metzger lands a left hand. He uses the right jab, but has a left hand blocked. Both fighters move and engage. Scores the left jab, also lands a left hook to the body. Franklin uses the right jab, but misses with a spinning kick. Both fighters move and engage. Metzger misses a right cross and leaves him over for the counter, which Franklin comes in with a left head kick. Franklin's breathing very hard now. As Franklin sees that Metzger is wobbled and comes in for the kill, Metzger just covers up and leaning up on the ropes. 2 days to do anything but try to survive the next few seconds. A vicious left hand from Franklin drops Metzger, and he is knocked out. Knockout win by Rich Franklin, 8-0 now. I believe that has sealed his ticket for possibly quitting Rampage Jackson. We shall see, but what a good fight that was from Rich Franklin. Great fucking job there, 8-0 now. As he praises Metzger for the tough fight, and he thanks everyone connected to the American Top Team for helping him prepare for this fight, and the sponsors for supporting him financially. As Royce Gracie for taking on the Brazilian Tiger Ricardo Arona, as we're going to see Big John McCarthy, our ref, ringside judges, as Arona's got at least 25 pounds on Royce Gracie. Round one begins. Jeez, fight one. Round one begins as Gracie steps in, grapples with his opponent. Attempts a leg sweep to try to put Arona on the ground. The trip doesn't work as Arona blocked and then takes control of the grapple. Arona tries to reap a leg with a sharp sweep in order to trip him to the floor. And he does. Gets control of an outside leg trip. Gets side control. Hits a knee strike to the ribs. Tries to pound on Gracie, but none of the blows land with any degree of power. Tries to resist in the guard, but he can't. Arona's trying to move from side control to mount. Almost gets mount, but Gracie bucks his hips and starts scrambling. Scramble results in Arona being on his back pulling guard, as now Gracie's on top, throwing some minor strikes. Tries to sweep from the bottom of guard. He does. He sweeps Gracie, and then both scramble back to their feet. Moving in fast, Gracie wrestles his way to the dominant position in the clinch. Looking for a sharp sweep. He doesn't do it. Another 0 for 2 on takedowns for Royce Gracie. Arona blocks it and takes control of the grapple. And he's looking for an outside leg sweep. He does. It's 2 for 2. As now Arona takes the back off the takedown. He's got both hooks in. Rear naked choke. But Gracie defends himself well against the choke. Gracie tries to improve his chances of survival by breaking free of the hooks, but they're too tight. We are now halfway point in the round. Arona pounds away, but Gracie is in trouble by the strikes. Arona maintains his hooks despite Gracie trying to break them. Again, Arona fires off some rights, but Gracie is in trouble by them. Gracie struggles against Arona, but cannot get himself free of the hooks. Another rear naked choke. Again, Gracie defends himself well. Attempts to pull free of the hooks, but doesn't allow it. Arona unloads with some right hands, but Gracie deals with them comfortably. As Arona pounds away with rights, but doesn't do much damage. Gracie struggles free against Arona, but cannot get himself free of the hooks. As Arona unloads with some right hands, but Gracie deals with them comfortably. Again, Arona keeps both hooks in, despite Gracie trying to pull them apart. Pounds away on Gracie, but isn't troubled by the strikes. Again, fires off some rights, but again, not troubled by him. Deals with them comfortably, and that's the end of the first round. That was all Ricardo Arona there. Looking at the fight metrics, 43-5, had 2 for 2 on takedowns. Yeah. As last round, gets in close, clenches with Arona, does hoist, looking for a trip takedown, doesn't get the trip takedown again. Arona wrestles his way to dominant position, looking to muzzle him against the ropes, he does so. Now he's looking to trip him, he does. Excellent outside leg trip, sees Gracie get thrown to the mat, and Arona has no problem getting side control. Fires off a handful of punches, each easily being blocked with gloves. He's trying to get the mount. He tries to get mount, but Gracie was ready and immediately starts to scramble. Arona's up first and quickly grabs Gracie as he stands up, getting back control as he's looking to take him down to the ground. He does so, as 4 for 4 on takedowns. Winds up on his hands and knees. Ricardo Arona's above him. Gracie scrambles back to his feet, but Arona has his back control. Tries to push Gracie up against the ropes. Losing back control, Arona is skillfully tossed to the floor thanks to a Kimura ending in side control. As now he throws small strikes, but is clearly just taking a moment to catch his breath. Tries to sweep Arona, but he can't do it. 33 seconds left in the fight. Arona's now trying to move from side control to mount. As now, again, starting to scramble. The scramble results in Arona being on his back. And he tries to pound on Gracie now, rather, tries to pound on Arona, but all blows are comfortably dealt with, and that's the end of the fight. Unanimous decision for the Brazilian Tiger, Ricardo Arona, who's going to be 5-1. He is 5-1. Royce Gracie 12-5-1. It's been a while since he's won a fight, but that was a close fight for him. Plus 200. He was the underdog, but still could have won, I guess. As Ricardo Arona thanks his sponsors and all of his fans. The interviewer asks who's interested in fighting next. He replies that Dennis Hallman would be a tough challenge and be one that he'd be interested in trying. He gave a good account of himself here. As now the co-main event, Yoshihiro Takayama taking on the Predator Don Frye. Let's hope it's fucking awesome, like the real fight is. Oh, that's probably not though. Plus 640, minus 180. We'll see though. So our referee, Hideki Naguma's our referee. Our judges. Takayama's at least got 30 pounds on him. There's a roar from the crowd. Takayama enters. He's from around here, from Tokyo. They're underway. Frye steps forward and a striking exchange begins. Takayama tries to hit a jab but misses. Frye can't connect with a set of strikes, but then scores with the right cross. Frye forces the exchange of strikes. Takayama throws a counter left jab but doesn't connect. He can't connect with a set of strikes, but then lands a big right hand. And then catches, again, can't connect with a set of strikes and catches Takayama with the right hook. Pressuring Takayama. Takayama counters with the left jab. He finds a jab and then hits Takayama with a straight right. Forces the exchange of strikes. He lands a left hand in exchange to Takayama. Frye throws a 1-2, but Takayama was equal to it. Takayama, looking very tentative, pokes out a quick jab that hits. Frye hits a left jab and scores the right cross. Throws a punch, but Takayama avoids it. They come together and trade leather, but neither fighter really does any damage. Both fighters step in to strike. They throw, but both fighters fail to find the target. Frye finds his right cross blocked. Takayama's off target with a left jab and also has a right hand taken on the gloves. Steps forward looking to strike. Takayama misses the left hand in the exchange. Frye feints to one side, causing Takayama to react and leave him off balance. He can't hit a setup left jab and catches Takayama with a stunning right hook, and he knocked him down. And now Frye starts pounding away on Takayama, looking to finish off the fight. As he pounds away, as Takayama's barely able to offer any defense at all, as the referee, Hideki Nagumo, steps in and stops the fight. TKO win for Don Frye, 12-4. Now Takayama 1-2. It's rated decent. Was what it was. As Don Frye thanks his sponsors, his fans, has a lot of natural charisma, and that shines in these sort of settings. As now the main event, the Gracie hunter, Sakuraba, Kazushi Sakuraba, taking on Murlio Ninja Rua. Minus 250 for Sakuraba. 33, 22, 6 foot 205, 5'11", 205, 10-3, 1-1, 8-0. A catch wrestling background, of course, from Sakuraba, and a Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu background from Murlio. This should be an interesting fight, though. We'll see what happens. Big John McCarthy, our referee, our judges. We're underway. Rua shoots in on Sakuraba right at the start, 3 seconds into the fight. He gets the single leg takedown. Now Sakuraba's got to pull guard. Tries to pound on Sakuraba, but none of the blows land with any degree of power. Looking for a fucking armbar from the bottom is Sakuraba, but Rua defends it. In guard, Rua throws a couple of punches designed to keep Sakuraba guessing. Again, trying to lock in an armbar, but again, Rua fends off Sakuraba. As he keeps Sakuraba guessing with a few quick strikes, tries to pound on Sakuraba, and all the blows are comfortably dealt with. Loses his guard while defending the strikes, and Rua is left standing in front of him now. He keeps Rua back with an up kick. Tries to connect with an up kick, but it just makes Rua step back rather. And Rua hits a kick to the knee. That is tough. As he again has to step back to avoid the up kick. As he tries to connect with an up kick, but just again making Rua step back. He comes in looking to get some sort of ground control. He moves in quickly though, scrambling from the position before Rua can get a hold of him. Scrambling to his feet, but Rua immediately drives him back up against the ropes. He's looking for an outside leg trip. He does. An outside leg trip sweeps Sakuraba down, now 2 for 2. And now he's left on his back under side control. Sakuraba takes a knee that strikes the ribs now. Fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. Rua throws a few right hands to the body. Blocks an attempt to pull guard. Uses his side control to hit a knee just above the hip. Rua throws a few right hands, but is mainly just trying to catch his breath. Sakuraba tries to move to guard, but Rua doesn't allow it. Rua throws a few right hands and takes a moment to plan ahead. Looking to catch his breath now, Rua's content just to throw a couple of punches to the body. Sakuraba tries to move to guard, but Rua doesn't allow it. Rua throws a few right hands, but is mainly just trying to catch his breath. Sakuraba tries to move to guard, but Rua doesn't allow it. A lengthy stalemate makes John McCarthy stand back up. 2 minutes left in the round. Sakuraba clearly respects his opponent's striking, is very right about getting close enough to grapple. Rua lands a left jab, but Sakuraba steps back and avoids a high right head kick. They clinch up and start jacking for position. Rua looks like he has gotten the better of the clinch. Rua tries to wrestle Sakuraba backwards up against the ropes. He can't do it though. Sakuraba defends it well. Sakuraba gets caught with a knee strike to the body as they grapple. We move into the final 60 seconds of the round. Rua tries to wrestle Sakuraba backwards and up against the ropes. He does so, and now as Sakuraba pinned to the ropes. With Sakuraba stuck up against the ropes, Rua tries to use a trip takedown. And he has no answer for the great trip. 3 for 3 on takedowns is Rua, and he gives up his back. Looking for the rear naked choke, doesn't allow the rear naked choke. And that's the end of the first round. That was all Murillo Ninja Rua there, as you can see from the fight metrics. Did not land a single shot. The only thing Sakuraba tried to do was those up kicks that didn't land, and the arm bars from the bottom. There's 5 minutes left in the fight. Both fighters come in, and they get in a clinch. Rua wrestles his way into a dominant position in the clinch. Sakuraba blocks Rua from throwing a knee. Sakuraba gets caught with a knee strike to the body as they grapple. Rua is looking to muscle Sakuraba back up against the ropes. He does so, and now Sakuraba's stuck with his back to the ropes. And a leg sweep to try to put Sakuraba on the ground. He does so. Another takedown. Like he needs any more. He fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. Sakuraba works with some separation, then tries to quickly scramble his way to a better position. Rua's too quick, though. Grabs the side control before Sakuraba can get up. Sakuraba takes a knee strike to the ribs from under side control. Rua throws a few right hands to the body. Sakuraba tries to move to guard, but Rua doesn't allow it. As Rua throws a few right hands, but is mainly just trying to catch his breath. Inside control now. Rua throws a couple of punches designed to keep Sakuraba guessing. Sakuraba tries to transfer to the guard, but he can't manage it. Is looking to catch his breath. Rua is content to throw a couple of punches to the body. Sakuraba tries to move to guard, but Rua doesn't allow it. With no progress being made. Again, Big John McCarthy stands back up with 30 seconds left in the fight. A jab hits home from Rua, then scores the right cross that landed hard. Rua looked like he was about to shoot, but Sakuraba stepped in fast, started to clinch, and that's the end of the fight. Murillo Ninja Rua is going to be 9-0 and going to get the win with the unanimous decision. How about that? And it's an average fight. As giving thanks, Murillo praises his team at Shoot the Box, his various sponsors, and the fans who came out to support him, showing respect. Murillo praises Sakuraba for his skill and toughness, rather. As a critical rating of 56, missed the high critical rating. That's not good. That is not good at all. As commercial rating though was at least 86. That was the first time we had one below a high critical rating. As, yeah, with a lot of averages, a lot of good. The best fight, we're on the fucking prelims. This was the fight of the night. Right there. That fight was fucking crazy. As, we increased our pop, though. We have that going for us. Listen, Guy Metzger, Rich Franklin, it's gotta be this fight. This fight was fucking nuts. There you go. Alright. So we made $5 million, too. So that's huge. As that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. The fucking highlight of the video is that of Linux and Gibbet Yavel fight. But other than that, it was kind of a piss. I've had a feeling that would not go well. Because there was a lot of, like, one-sided contests. The Franklin and Metzger fight was good, though. As we gotta probably... yeah, we're going to re-sign all these people and all that. We'll do that off-screen, though. As a Quentin Ram, it was Broken Fingers. Yeah, so we don't need to worry about all that. We'll send some people down. We'll do a whole lot of shit. Like, Sataki's going to get sent down. Cause it's weird. You'd think you could sign someone to, like, a developmental deal, kind of. Air quotes. But you can't really do that. You just got to sign them and then send them down. So that's what we'll do there. I know I said I was going to do this off screen, but I guess I can just do it. Now we'll just do it off screen. So thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next Monday for the Pride FC Shockwave show. So that's going to be very monumental as far as Pride shows go, and really just mixed martial arts shows as a whole. That was at the Tokyo National Stadium in front of 91,000 people, when Pride FC and K1 combined to do a show that had Bob Sapp and Big Nog as the co-main. And I believe it had Mirko and Sakuraba as the main. I might be wrong on that. But it was fucking awesome, though. That was the biggest... Well, I mean, the biggest is the understatement. That show's nuts to, like, see all those fucking people see an MMA fight. It's nuts. But I will catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.